There are some albums I can sit down and enjoy in its entirety without one skip. Some aren't as musically amazing, but are aesthetically beautiful. Today I wanted to talk about how much I love these albums. Obviously, since these are my favorites, some artists are gonna show up more than others. If you're gonna be upset at that, you might as well leave now. Anyways, here are my favorite albums in K-pop. I actually stand IZ*ONE after watching the concept trailer last year. I loved it that much. Fiesta is one of, if not my favorite IZ*ONE title track, and the B-sides are some of my favorite songs this year. As far as styling and everything, it's not my favorite, but it was still all very pretty and elegant. There's a few songs I don't listen to much, but overall I love it. Pretty women singing pretty songs, 10 out of 10. I think as it gets older it's starting to get overlooked a bit, but this will always be one of my favorite BTS albums. Danger and War of Hormone are both bops, and these B-sides are some of the most iconic songs in their discography. The concept is very obviously a bad boy type thing, but it honestly worked well with their sound back then. Overall, this is just a classic. I revisit it all the time, and I can't believe they were only rookies putting this out. It only came out a month ago, but it immediately solidified itself as my favorite Stray Kids album. The title is one of my favorite from them, and I genuinely love every single new song. I legitimately had this on repeat for days, and it only just started to fall out of my current rotations. Aesthetically, it's not my favorite. In fact, I redesigned the album over on Twitter, but overall this is my favorite era from them, and I'm excited to see what they release in the future. Russian Roulette is the song that made me stan Red Velvet, and will always be an amazing song to me. I don't love every single B-side, but most of them slay, and overall is just musically a good time. Aesthetically, I think this is my favorite K-pop album of all time. The concept is pulled off so well, and the physical album looks absolutely amazing. I wish I had it. The music video is great too. I just love the creative direction for this album. I will say Zombie isn't my favorite title from them, but it's still really good, and what it lacks for me is more than made up for in the B-sides. Love Me or Leave Me is one of my most listened to songs of the year, and not to spoil my top 100, but is probably gonna be number 1. Their discography is already god tier, but I really don't think I'll ever get over this right here. Just lovely. I don't usually think of XX as a rap package, but for our purposes today, yes, I'm including both XX and plus songs, because they are all so magnificent. I'm just in love with every single track. They did not give the other girls room to breathe with this one. Album of the year. Before Go Live came out, this was without a doubt my favorite album from them in every way. My favorite Stray Kids song of all time, Voices, is on here, and pretty much every other song is a timeless bop. I'm constantly revisiting this album, and it was one of my favorite eras to experience. I loved the concept as well, and they all looked incredibly good. Another group who had god tier releases as only rookies. This is the moment. Fake Love was a banger, and so was every B-side. I don't even like ballads, and I love The Truth I'm Told. Deserves all the praise it gets and more. This was by far my favorite album of 2018 and one of my faves from BTS. I come back to this album like every other week, just to experience the serotonin boost and emotional roller coaster that is Tear. I don't have much to say. This literally came out yesterday, but Yuka can never misses who's doing it like her. Get into this album of the year. This isn't technically an album, but it deserves a spot on this list. Listening to this for the first time was the most healing experience I've ever had. June touched so many people's hearts with this, and mine is one of them for sure. I'm not always in the mood for it, but when I am, it's perfect. My favorite emotional support songs. Genuinely just a masterpiece that he gave to us from the bottom of his heart, and for free at that. He's unreal. I'm sorry if this is long, but the most beautiful moment in life series are possibly my favorite albums of all time. I Need You is what got me into K-pop. Run is a masterpiece, we all know that. The intros are so powerful, Yoongi did not miss at all. I genuinely love them. The vocal line killed the outros. House of Cards is so good, even my dad likes it. There's not one B-side from these albums that I don't like. Even the remixes on the repackaged slay. I think it goes without saying this is also conceptually a masterpiece really. I know people complain it was dragged on and too complex, but I miss it, I really do. It's one of the most iconic things ever to me, and I know these albums and era have inspired so many other artists and people. I'm too lazy to write reviews for everything, but here are some other albums that I like a lot and wanna shout out.
You make me feel special.
Anyways, those are all my favorite albums. Thanks for watching. Thank you to my patrons for supporting me, and I'll see you all next time.